Okay, I'm just gonna give it a second till some people join in before I start, talking about everything.
Cool.
Last week it was like really hard for me to like pay attention to like the talking because I was playing like against real people. So I think I'm just gonna like do a ladder or something this time.
Yeah.
Unless people want to verse me or something, which is I doubt it's gonna happen, but. It's weird because on the thing right here it says there's 5 people watching, but it says I have just us 2 watching on my thing that never lies.
Wait. Can you repeat that?
It says that there's 5 people watching on like the Twitch page.
Okay.
But it says on my little thing that tells me how many viewers I have watching, it says I have 2. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
Okay.
Just going to give a couple moments for people to start.
Fannie and Freddie, the
Okay.
government housing enterprises that created our economic crisis. Boy, were they run by a cast of characters. Like this guy.
The heck?
And this guy. And that guy. What do they
I love
have
it.
in common? All have been advisors to Barack Obama.
Alright, fuck it. Alright, so let's think of some of the things we have on. Obviously there's like no news to talk about this week really.
Yeah.
So I think most of what we're going to be talking about is just kind of speculation and things like that, characters that we want to see and stages possibly. Anything you want to talk about?
Not really particularly to like Injustice. I mean, there is some DC news if you want to splice that in or whatever, but I mean, there's the Justice League. Sounds like it might actually be going into movie phase. Like it sounds like it might actually happen. And I mean, Arrow came out. I'm not sure if you guys talked about that at all.
I think we talked about it for a little bit.
I mean, did you guys watch it?
I watched the first episode, and I guess my DVR refused to record the second episode, so that kind of made me mad.
Well, I mean, there was some pics released of Deathstroke today. Like, I mean, if you want to like show those on the thing or whatever.
Yeah, we can do that.
I have this cool picture that, let me look for it. I found on DeviantArt, and then I edited it myself a little bit because I didn't like a few things about it. But let me get it for you. Like, for when you're talking about the Justice
Hello there.
Oh, who's that?
That's
Who is
Slim.
this?
Oh, who's got the thing
Huh?
open?
It's
Whoever has the live stream open, they have to mute the
Woo.
volume. Otherwise, it just inceptions the entire time. Okay, so we're just starting to talk about what's going on. Wow.
Nothing. It just I'm lagging. It looks like.
Oh, okay. Well, so some of the things we're going to talk about is like, obviously there's no news this week really. Nothing really that important. So
It
we're
was
gonna be
kind of
talking-
news.
What happened then?
Oh, did you see the news video I posted?
I probably did, but
I don't know if they actually confirmed it or not, but it sounded like they said that the Batman characters were coincidental.
oh yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if it's official. I don't know if we can really talk about it though.
What do you mean, like the fact that they were all released early?
No, I mean that them being in. Well, how do I put that? They said that they didn't really plan for those characters for certain characters to get in over other ones.
Okay, like in terms of like the story.
Yeah, they just said they would put names out there, and the names that they picked were just so happened to be like Batman characters.
I see.
Oh, Camaris, you're definitely allowed to throw out a few plot guesses. Also, guys who are watching, we'll probably be picking out a couple of people who have Skype. If you guys want to get in on the Skype call, we might be pulling out some people from the stream to be on the show to give your guys' opinions on, characters, everything. Like Camaris said, his plot guesses. We could have him on if he's willing to talk to people or be on the stream. Anything like that. And then Paco said we could talk about the possibility that it's not just going to be Batman versus, because of the coincidence that the characters are Batman and Justice League or something. I don't know.
That's what it sounded like.
I get what you're kind of saying. Like they didn't like go out of their way to make like half Batman. They just kind of
that's what the guy said in the interview. Yeah. Hector something.
Because I get that because they're trying to go for the iconicness of DC, and like there happen to be a handful of iconic Batman Gotham characters.
It was just some characters you can't really go without.
Yeah, I mean Nightwing was a good choice because you get like the Robin sort of representation there.
I still wouldn't be against Red Hood. I'd like to see him.
For the villain side, that'd be like a cool counterbalance. Like you have Nightwing, and then
it would definitely be a cool thing to see like Red Hood just go on the Justice League team just because he wanted to like get at Batman.
I could definitely see that.
Like that's just kind of his. But like recently in like the comics, like he's been kind of being on Batman's side when it comes to like the Night of the Owls. He did what he needed to do on Night of the Owls and stuff like that.
I wasn't. I'm not up on my, Batman stuff, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, he actually was a part of the Night of the Owls, but
everyone was.
Yeah,
I think
all the Batman guys.
The thing I read was Justice League.
Spick wants to talk about the cover art. We can definitely talk about that in a bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kamaras in the chat said he doesn't think it'll be Mr. Freeze, and I agree.
To respond to Pokey Panda, I don't think there's that, or what? There's not. Well, I already messed up. I said I don't think they have too many. I think they have just a decent amount. I don't think they're going overboard.
If the next one's a Batman character, then I think people would definitely start calling it Batman Gotham's Vengeance or whatever they call it.
People have been saying too much since there were 3.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is, we haven't had enough people on the roster at all to because we still have a whole bunch of unannounced slots. That I don't think it's fair to say that yet.
Yeah.
Personally, Kamaras, yeah. Are you thinking Captain Cold? Because that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I know it's been said before, but I just can't see it being anyone else. I don't think anyone. I think after Mr. Freeze, that's like the only ice character of real relevance to me.
Yeah, there's still a decent amount of the roster to announce.
Like, I just don't see Killer Frost. Like, in the New 52 right now, is there any sighting of Killer Frost? I almost said Killer Frost.
They don't seem to be going too much off of. Well, I guess they are going off of New 52 as a basis, but I don't think there's too much. I mean, I think they're just using some inspiration here and there.
Like, the thing is, I don't think there's going to be, 6, even more than one, if there's even one Flash villain, you know what I mean?
There's going to be one, I think, because in my opinion, I think they want to make sure that each of the Justice League, the major guys, are going to have one villain at least, because that's the only way you could really, like, you can't, people are always saying, like, oh, Batman has the best villains, but no one else really has good villains. But if you showcase them in this kind of game, people will start believing that, like, wow, I like this character. And I think that a hero is only as good as their best villain, and I think that
yeah, definitely.
it really helps the character. It helps Flash. It helps Wonder Woman to have, like, a villain that is legit and people actually get behind it is awesome.
I don't think the case is that there aren't enough good villains. I think it's just like they aren't really known because Batman is a huge franchise.
Mm-hmm. They've had more exposure. That's why people like them, because people actually get to see them if they don't read the comics, and that's the thing that they need to do here with these other villains for these other characters. They need to get them exposed, get people to know who they are. And in a fighting game, all it takes is one person to be really good with a character to all of a sudden think it's a really good character and want to learn more.
Yeah.
Chimeras, I don't actually know if Green Arrow has any unique foes. I know he has rogues from different, all over the DC universe.
Deathstroke is the main villain on the Arrow show right now, and it sounds like they're trying to make Deathstroke sort of a Green Arrow-ish villain, like sort of a major part of his thing. And Deadshot as well, but I think Deathstroke would be the one they'd want to put in this game.
Yeah, I think if they had to pick between the two, I think Deathstroke would probably get in.
I don't see both getting in. I see one, and it's probably going to be Deathstroke because he's way better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Deadshot
Also,
wouldn't be really, because he's like the sniper, you know?
Yeah. He's kind of just like, I think keeping him as like the far away, like he wouldn't be up face to face fighting with people. He'd be like a stage thing where he'd shoot someone from like a building.
What's wrong
top.
with Deathstroke, Dark Surge? Huh?
You don't want Deathstroke? How can you not want Deathstroke? How could you not want Deathstroke for a fighting game? He's like the perfect fighting game character. He's DC ultimate badass. He shows up in like, just like I remember I was reading spoilers, but this is like the first issue of they had a miniseries for Shade recently, and he just shows up at the end and just kills the main character, and I was like, that is so badass. Like I was not expecting it.
See, somebody in this chat, I don't see where it went. Pokey Panda said, hopefully there's not much clones, but like Ed Boon's always talking about like when somebody asks, is Superboy going to be in there, or is Supergirl or Power Girl, and you know that, like he's like, sorry, but the grown up or the boy version is already in the game, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't need. I don't think you need those clone characters. I mean, you just don't.
Maybe story-wise.
Like I love Black Adam, but I really can't see having Shazam and Black. I mean, they're calling him Shazam now in the comics. I mean, I used to get annoyed when people would call him Shazam because he was Captain Marvel, but now they're going with Shazam for good. But I would be really. It would seem like a waste to have Black Adam and Shazam as character slots. You should just do a costume where you. I would love it if they'd go far enough to do costumes that have voiceovers. Like,
well, they did
that'd be
something
cool.
similar with MK9 with Cyborg, or not Cyborg, Cyrax and Sector, their human forms having different dialogue.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, so I guess they can have the possibility to do it.
I saw somewhere, this is actually pretty good news now that I think about it. I saw somewhere that like Joker was actually going to like be the main villain or something like that. Like he was going to have a lot to do with it.
It was the same interview I posted bits and pieces from.
Well, if you look at that the box art, it's a good thing that that's true, because it'd be misleading to buy the game and then be like, where's Joker? He's like a background character. I mean, they're putting him at the forefront.
That's actually kind of what I thought they were doing. I thought they were doing it for marketing-wise, but I guess he is in main villain status or something.
Like, let's discuss, because, like, my theory is kind of, like, if he actually is, like, the main villain and, like, he's the reason why everything's going down, then my theory is kind of, like, broken because I said, like, mind control, and everyone was like, fuck you, Dinozords, mind control for fucking pussies. And I was like, oh. So, what are you guys' theories? Like, if Joker's the main villain, like, what would make, like, why? Just
why would he be the main villain?
Yeah.
If he killed somebody important to another character, that would cause some chaos in the DC, hero community. But
It was in
Go
an
ahead.
interview, guys. All you guys who are saying like, "Oh, he's not the main villain." It was in an interview. Go watch it on Paco's channel.
He's on the cover of the game in the middle, dead center.
Yeah, he's on the
Like-
cover of the game, and in an interview at Comic-Con, at New York Comic-Con, they were like, "Yeah, he's the main villain. What up?"
And like they have Harley Quinn, who is his sidekick
Yeah.
as a playable character. I feel like that shows that they have they're planning something big for Joker. I mean, if they have like one of his side characters in the game as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because at first I was kind of like hoping that Joker wasn't going to be in the game, because sometimes I feel like Catwoman and Joker and Deathstroke, some of them like had their shot in DC versus MK or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
If
I
you
guess
need a
that's just
character
me.
that causes mass chaos, Joker's where it's at.
Yeah, but I was kind of hoping like Harley would join with Batman because like maybe Superman killed the Joker, you know, and then she was like, "All right, Bats, let's do this," you know, or something.
I have a question.
What's up?
Do you guys think Mark Hamill will be returning, even though he said he wouldn't return, and then he did return for other things, but then he said this is the final thing? He's done that like 5 times.
Well, actually, the interview has been misquoted. I've actually watched it. He said, "This better be the last one because I don't think I can top this."
Oh, okay.
So that's what he said when Arkham City came out. So I don't know, but they could pick someone like whoever did his voice in Under the Red Hood. Maybe that'd be a good guy. But I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, that was like one of my favorite representations of Joker's voice.
Mhm.
I honestly didn't really like that voice.
I thought it fit
I don't
the
know.
tone.
It was all right. It wasn't. I don't know. I didn't really.
I mean,
It
it's
was
hard to top Mark Hamill, but I say he
Yeah.
got. I say he got at least close. Not topping him, but he at least got to like a point where I could at least stand hearing the voice come out of his face.
I think what I kept like whenever I would hear his voice, I would just think of Two-Face from the Batman Forever movie because it sounded like that to me.
Really?
Yeah, because
It's the
Two-Face-
same guy who did the voice of Bender from Futurama.
Yeah, I know, but the thing was that Two-Face in Batman Forever was actually a lot like Joker. Like they made Two-Face a lot
yeah, I
like
see
Joker in
what
that
you're
movie. So I guess that's why I kind of see that connection, but
Mhm.
it might not be fair because it wasn't a good representation of Two-Face in that old movie.
Mhm.
Okay, well we can't. The thing is, this is a lot of speculation right here. Like it's hard to even say like what. Like you're asking like what will Joker do? Like I don't know. It's the Joker. How
The
can you
like-
predict him?
I have an idea. Like, you know how in the Comic-Con, or I think it was the Comic-Con trailer from San Diego, how Superman was like, I trusted you. You betrayed me. And, like, he's talking about...
trusted you.
Dude, I swear to God, this guy is, like, the voice actor for every freaking character in the... Ever.
I know you told me about that last time. This is my first time hearing it. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's like, do your Joker voice real quick. It's ridiculous.
You've changed things forever. There's no going back.
What is this? But yeah, like I think he might have like killed Lois and then blamed it on Batman somehow. And then
Why so serious?
yeah. You know.
I'm sorry.
No, that's it. Just,
I don't want to bog down the whole thing with impressions. But now
I don't know how they'd fit Scarecrow into the plot, unless he like gasses a city or something.
my thing with Scarecrow was I was like, oh, that'd be so cool to have like the fear toxin and then like he could have like people's fears like attack them. But then I thought Sinestro will probably do that if they
I
have
don't think
Sinestro in the game.
I don't think they'd put Sinestro in. They already have pretty much Green Lantern. I don't know what the difference would be. I mean, I know he has
I'm-
like fear weapons and stuff, but I don't know.
I'm a big Green Lantern fan, so I'm a big Sinestro fan. So I would like, to me it's like a must. Like I like how I said about the Flash and Wonder Woman and stuff. Like I think all these characters, these like the main 5 or 6, you know, I'm talking about like, you know, the main Justice League guys, they need a villain each, in my opinion. So I think that
Yeah.
Sinestro is the clear cut winner of Green Lantern villains. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Well,
I don't
know-
see everyone, like every character of the Justice League having a villain on the other team, you know what I mean?
I
I don't see not every member, but the big 5 and maybe even the big 6 if you include Aquaman. Like I think they all need at least one. That's how I feel about it. But Maybe other
Well,
people
I'm-
feel differently.
Why would they be like just looking at like the current roster of the team opposite the Justice League? Why would they? You know what I mean?
They
Well,
said they
'cause
are picking characters story-wise first. They consider the place in the story. I don't know how you'd fit Sinestro into the story.
Or Black Manta, or whoever they picked for Aquaman's villain, assuming.
Do we
But then
really
again,
know?
we don't know much about the
really-
story.
Do we Yeah, exactly. Do we really know enough about the story to say that? I don't really see like what your point is, because
Well,
I've seen many stories where there's a bunch of weird villains that come together for some reason. Like look at Justice League Doom, Star Sapphire coming together with like Vandal Savage and all that. Like that's just as weird as Sinestro coming together with Joker.
I think most of
That's
the
true.
story impressions are going by the assumption that what Blur Studios said was true, being that Superman's forces against Batman's rebellion. That was, Blur Studios is the people who made the first trailer, and they posted what they said the plot was, and that kind of threw people off.
My whole thing is I just can't even. I feel so weird like trying to speculate on story right now, because the only tidbits we have are like Superman being like, I trusted you, and then Batman being all like
Go
"Get your
away."
yeah, like that's all we know is that Batman something goes wrong, and it could even mean that he's getting the Justice League together. I mean, I know you said that it's probably you think it's be all the Bat characters.
I think it could be anything at this point. There's just too much.
Yeah. Pokey Panda, that is exactly the plot. Joker kills an alien, and then alien attacks the Earth and brainwash. That is the plot. It has been spoken.
Yeah, and Uproar just said that he's sure that Lex Luthor's in the game, and I mean, yeah, he's getting blasted by Superman in the first trailer. So
I just hope if Lex Luthor is in the game, he isn't like a fighting character.
I really hope he is, because I'm so like opposite from you.
I know. Like every single topic, we're like literally the op.
Because
Yeah,
Lex
guys,
Luthor
can't wait to be friends.
Lex Luthor to me is like the best villain, because whenever I'd watch the Justice League animated show, any episode with Lex Luthor was better than an episode without him, because he's just the man. And I hope they get Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown is like the Mark Hamill to the Joker. Like that is the guy for Lex Luthor. I hope they get his voice.
Yeah, like what Dark Surge says, it would be cool for the story. Like I like Lex Luthor as a story character, but I don't like him walking around in his little stupid mech suit and like fighting people because he's a vagina like that.
I think his best costume was in DC Universe Online opening trailer, and I hope they
love
go
that
for
stuff.
something. I hope they go for something more like that as his suit than the Mortal Kombat one. I mean, they have Grundy, who is like this big, more hulking kind of character. So I'd imagine they'd change Lex Luthor's suit up a little bit this time, not make it so like Iron Man-like, maybe a little bit more DC Universe Online-like. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Napoleon Complex. We already you might have come in late. We would just finished talking about that, but I think it's a line. I know some people think he stole it from me means a literal sense. I think it might mean a dying sense. I don't think it actually means like being stolen. But I don't know about them. They might have different opinions. And
I don't think he actually like. See, my theory at the beginning was like that. They were like mind controlled or something, and then Lois was like, "Yo, Batman, Superman's being my major douchebag. You should probably like stop him or something." And then, he decides to make a rebellion and stop Superman from being a big douche. And then like Superman's like, "What? Why'd you steal my girlfriend? I thought we were buddies."
yo, bro, come at me.
Fuck you, Stryker.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. I don't know. I just like doing Kermit the Frog every once in a while. So, Arrow. Anyone catch the? Well, I know Dinozords you didn't, but
I didn't.
you didn't catch the.
I really want to see the second episode.
I know you're probably seeing my actual name in the Skype, but call me Paco.
Jeez.
All right.
I'm being spammed on Skype.
By the way, this is Frog. The guy who's just speaking is Paco, and Dinozords is your
What the
host.
fuck? I'm literally like every 2 seconds getting called on Skype. It's not even funny at this point.
Are they like trying to get on the show?
No, it's like it's my friends who are trying to play a game with me, but like they
Can
know
you-
I do this.
Go to invisible mode or whatever you gotta do.
Oh yeah. Let me do that real quick.
Am I the only one who noticed the stage select screen is huge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm like, oh, there's gonna be so many cool
Like
areas.
4 and out stages.
Yeah, and they all have interactivity.
I know, if there's that many stages, that's crazy.
Like, I hope that they have a stage that's like bare bones, like with like no interactives, just so you can have something that's like for like tournament play maybe, where you're like, oh, we don't want any of the weird gimmicks.
They said something about considering turning in a feature to turn it off, like an on and off switch in
Yeah.
settings or something.
I mean, that's fine. I guess you could do that, but I also think that maybe just having like a stage that's like Final Destination and Smash Brothers would be like like a good kind of solution.
Flash only, Final Destination.
Yeah. Flash only, no items, Final Destination. Luckily, there's no items in this game. Actually, there are items though, depending on the level. Like, I mean, they
yeah.
fall out of the stage, like the bombs.
I remember people flipping out over the Catwoman trailer because she shot a rocket launcher, and they didn't even consider that it was a stage thing.
How do you guys feel about like Catwoman? Like, the costume is.
I think it looks fine.
It looks fine, but when I see like she has like claws on her feet, like it's kind of weird, but I can kind of accept it. But I was thinking about the classic costumes. Would that remove those, or would they stay there because they need them for the
Well, like I said with
animations?
like I said when I mentioned MK9 earlier, with the cyborg people turning into humans, they just removed all the armor off of them. They pretty much had the same moves, just different animations.
Mm-hmm.
I think Catwoman looks like too steampunky. I think a lot of the characters kind of look steampunky.
I don't see steampunk usually.
Yeah, I don't see that really. I see like I get what you're kind of saying, but I don't think steampunk is a good description for it, in my opinion.
I don't know.
I don't know what to really call it. It's like
It's very armory.
yeah.
Like
I guess.
like Catwoman's costume, it just looks like it's like got the I don't know. It's just
Who's the next female that's going to be introduced in Injustice?
If I had to guess, I'd say Black Canary.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. And it should be, because honestly, I think that she is like one of the few superheroes, period, that's like superheroines that stand out as like her own thing that isn't based on a dude and isn't part of a team. Like,
Although, I just had a thought. They may not include her to distance her from being compared to Sindel from Mortal Kombat. Oh,
Yeah.
and Dark Search just said that.
but think about like they already have an ice character who will be compared to Sub-Zero. Like, who cares?
That's true. Well, they haven't really announced any ice characters, though.
There's going to be an ice character, and it's going to be Captain Cold, because I just have a feeling it's going to be Captain Cold.
I can see that.
I think
I mean, we've already discussed the evidence like several times, but there's a guy fighting Flash. Flash's main enemy. I mean, some people can argue about that, but I think his main enemy is Captain Cold. So I don't see why it wouldn't be him.
you saw that. That was nice. I'm terrible at this game, as you can tell.
Well, Kimura's, I don't think they're going to include Cersei. It just doesn't seem likely.
Okay, with my theory about the one villain, that's the only reason Cersei would get in is because I think they want to do one Wonder Woman villain just to meet a quota, and they would have to choose from one of the gods or Cheetah.
I think they would do Cheetah before they do a god.
Yeah, probably.
I think they would do Cheetah also, but like I said, like they have Catwoman, so it could be kind of weird. But at the same time, like Cheetah is way different from Catwoman in terms of what she actually like does. She doesn't use a whip.
Oh, just drop my controller.
Cheetah is actually in Justice League right now.
Oh yeah,
like-
I want to read that. I got it on Wednesday, but I didn't read it yet.
There isn't much like it's still kind of a mystery as like how powerful she is, but it seems like they're changing her up, making her more of a threat. So that would lend credence to her being in this game.
I saw it. I didn't get it, though. I don't know why.
I only got it because I feel like if I only got number 12, just because Wonder Woman and Superman were kissing on it, I would feel like a dweeb if I didn't get the next one. The thing is, though, like, I don't see how they can go from fighting, like, Darkseid and then, like, somehow get their ass raped by fighting, like, Cheetah, you know what I mean? It just doesn't seem, like, anywhere near as...
I'll say this. With Darkseid, they kind of sent him on his way, but he'll be back. And the reason they did that as the first story is because, well, they wanted to establish that Darkseid is like the Justice League bad guy, and they wanted to sort of set up like, hey, like this is like what a movie might be like if we did a Justice League movie, like, but it's in comic form. I think that's what they sort of wanted to go for with that whole first run. And I mean, they're kind of taking it's. You can look at it as like filler. They're taking a break with Cheetah, but I mean, you gotta move down a notch at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion, though. Like, I understand, like, obviously you can't be, like, fighting the biggest, like,
Threat
badass,
all the time.
you know, yeah.
Yeah. Because then when Darkseid, when a guy like Darkseid is around, then all of a sudden
It doesn't seem as
Yeah.
much of a big deal.
I think Wonder Woman just looks like Wonder Woman Pokey Panda. I don't see a difference.
The thing is, though, with me, like, I just feel like I've been cheated, you know? Like, I didn't start reading Justice League till number 12, and now I just have to watch them fight Cheetah instead of something cool like Darkseid.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Paco. I think Wonder Woman looks really bad in this game, and she is like I really enjoy her comic right now. I think that her new 52 look is perfect for this game, and I can't believe they didn't use
if you
it.
get the collector's edition, supposedly you get that. So
I'm going to get whatever skins are released. I'm going to get my hands on them some way. I will find a way to get all of them because
I was crazy about getting the skins with MK9, so I guess I have no choice now.
I would just wish that they would have just gone like straight for the new 52 designs for most of these things, because a lot of them are like sort of inspired by them or like close, like have the aspects.
Well, if you were
of them.
given free range to do whatever you wanted with the costumes, I think you'd probably take the option too.
No, I would I would have wanted to match the like that's how I think. I like having trying to think of like a good word for it. I like to be synchronized. I like to have everything in the comics looking like it is in the game. So I mean, except for like Green Arrow, who looks really shitty in the comics right now, and I would like to see
Green
him.
Arrow looks gay.
He looks so bad in the comics. They need to make him look better. Like he needs to look like his old bearded look.
I think they were trying to make him look like the TV show. I know the TV show was only like just came out, but I think the stuff for it's been out for a while.
I think the only reason his comic is still going at this point is because they knew his show was coming, and hopefully it would bring in more readers.
Honestly, he looks better in the show than he looks in the comic right now.
I agree.
That's pretty bad.
He's at least got a beard.
Yeah.
Not much of it, but he still does.
Yeah. In the game, he looks great. Like I mean,
Blaze Rain, it's not going to be that bloody. It's rated T. So
in Injustice, like he looks great. The only complaint I have is that he has like a mattress-looking sort of like material for the hood, but it's not a big deal. It's all right. I get it actually has like, if you think about it, there's function to that because I mean you get some protection out of it. So whatever.
So I've been getting a lot of comments on my video where I have a picture of the cover, and a lot of people have been saying, "No, man, it's fake. Dr. Doom's on it."
What?
Yeah, they said Dr. Doom is on the front.
I'm going to look that up.
They're mistaking Dr. Doom for Green Arrow.
Green Arrow's laying on the ground, and his head is like turned the other way, so you can't quite see who it is. But it's they think it's Dr. Doom because he's got like a green hood, so it's like, oh, that must be Dr. Doom.
It may just be trolls being trolls, but
I think you're putting too much faith in people in their intelligence.
Well, he's holding an arrow. I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah, well, people are
Finger lasers.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I actually saw those people at PAX. I thought that was funny. I'm referring to what I assume Dinozords was referring to.
Wait, what?
You're talking about Assist Me, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
I was just talking about like his move.
Josh Lowell 44 said Deathstroke needs to be in this game, and I agree.
I want to be able to play MK versus DC, even though it's not that good. But my disc decided to like snap in half like 2 months ago.
Mm.
I mean, it's like legitimately pretty much in half, and I didn't even do anything to it.
I think that Circe's design in DC Universe Online, like once again, I hate to keep calling to that, but they had some really good designs for that game. Yeah. They had some really good designs for that game, so I wouldn't mind seeing Circe. Because here's the thing, do they have any like sorcerer kind of characters?
Not yet. I assume they're going to.
I mean, like their choices would be like Raven, Dr. Fate, Circe, obviously, like I said. I mean, Dr. Fate would be really cool. So would Raven, though. Like, I don't know if they would want to go for Raven because she doesn't really. Well, Dr. Fate isn't really doing anything in the comics either right now.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Raven's in Phantom Stranger right now.
Oh, maybe she is. Phantom Stranger is
yeah.
another option, but I don't know if they would go for Phantom Stranger before they go for Dr. Fate. It just seems like he's a better look for this kind of game.
Okay, I want to see, does anybody in the stream right now, does any of you guys have Skype and would like to be on the stream and give us your opinions on anything, like your guys' thoughts on the story, character ideas, anything like that? If you do, say something in the stream chat saying, like, I want to be on or something like that, and we'll get you in. Like I said, you have to have Skype to be able to be on the show.
Zach MK, we are from the internet. Don't worry.
Red Hood, I think they would just have to make him really own the pistols, like really make him like really badass and unique with them, because there are several people that are going to have guns in this game as well.
Yeah.
So, like Deathstroke and Harley Quinn, who actually uses dual pistols, but she kind of has the whole mallet thing going on for her.
I think Red Hood is going to be in the game.
I hope. I have
I
an
have a-
odd feeling he'll probably get left out.
I have like this, yeah, I have like an in-between feeling. Like I feel like I can look at I'm thinking about the mentality of the development studio. I'm like, oh, I could see them doing that, but then at the same time I'm like, seems kind of like a little bit too, like they already have so many Batman characters. I don't know how far they'd want to go with that.
I think the bad news is that it was brought to their attention. If it wasn't unintentional, and now they're like, oh, now we probably shouldn't have as much Batman characters. But I don't know. I'm just me being paranoid.
Skyrim fan says, so what are we talking about? Obviously somebody just said it in the chat, but yeah, we're talking about Injustice Gods Among Us, new game coming out next year. Just talking to everyone in the chat about your guys' ideas and stuff like that.
Bane.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Bane, because like, there's like no only character that really is gonna like, like slam you on the ground and stuff right now is Solomon, and he's using his knife and stuff like that. So I'd like to see Bane or somebody. Yeah. No more Batman.
I disagree with you, sir.
My thing with Bane is how many like big bulky characters do they want in the game?
Yeah, but you have to think like how many are in the game at this point.
Yeah,
Obviously they don't want too many, but like how many are in at this point?
you have Grundy, and then I would like Lex. I mean, I know you don't think Lex will be in. I think Lex is a sure bet, and Lex is probably gonna be pretty big and bulky because he's gonna have some armor. How about Thor? Thor will not be in this game.
Thor is so likely, bro.
Dude, Thor is a shoo-in.
I want Lobo in the game, and I want them to include some Rob Zombie music for his entrance, because that'd be perfect.
But then I would get copyright.
Nah, they have to get the rights, obviously, but... Oh, do you think they're going to have... I've got a question about Mortal Kombat. Did they have custom soundtracks on PS3?
I think they did.
I wouldn't know.
Are you playing it right now?
Yeah.
Can you try it?
What do you have to do?
Do you have any music on your PS3?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, not even one file.
I honestly doubt it.
You could press the button and go check.
I am. Yeah, I have literally not
Swamp
one.
Thing, I don't think has a shot to get in because I don't know how he'd make sense in the story.
Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
I think Swamp Thing is awesome, but yeah, I could definitely see how like he's so removed from the DC universe in general that it's kind of hard to imagine where he'd fit in a story.
I've never really seen him cross over with anybody. I know he did recently, like, I think it was Dead Man or something.
Animal Man?
Dead Man, the dude with
Oh,
the
yeah, he's in... Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Swamp Thing's big right now. In New 52, like Swamp Thing and Animal Man, it's amazing how successful they are right now. How many people actually care about them, considering they're very obscure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chimeras makes a good point. I don't understand why anybody would want the Riddler in a fighting game.
Good point.
Like, what? He's the Riddler, not the fighter.
Yeah, I love Riddler. He's one of my favorites, but he's not a good fighting game character. He just isn't. Like Joker is enough of a stretch, but at least with Joker you can have like, you know, some really like, you know, colorful trick moves and whatever. With Riddler, he's all about, you know, just talking and leaving riddles. So I don't really I don't see it.
Temporary username, I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Yeah, I don't think Raven's like a shoo-in.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee because Raven. There's several characters that are a lot like Raven that have just as good a chance, if not better.
Hey, but why, dude? Don't worry about people who come in here and like talk about having, you know, Doctor Doom or the Hulk or something like that because they're just trolls.
Yeah.
Grundy,
Not really.
Grundy is going to be the Hulk of the game. Like you don't need Hulk.
Yeah.
Temporary username. I think the fact that Nightwing and Cyborg are in this is actually coincidence. I don't think they actually planned on having Teen Titan characters. Like
I don't like the thing is like, even though a lot of people think like, oh, when they think of Teen Titans they think Raven, Starfire, you know, Robin, Cyborg, and Beast Boy. Like you have to look at like the actual Teen Titans. There's like 100 of them.
I will say though that the Teen Titans in the show, what they chose were basically like the most iconic ones that weren't related to other superheroes besides Robin, who's related to Batman.
Yeah.
Like so, like all the other Teen Titans are probably going to be, like you know, I guess Static Shock would count as a Teen Titan, but you'd have like Superboy.
That brings
Wonder
up.
Girl.
Do you guys watch Young Justice at all?
I do.
So were you guys as pissed as I was when it didn't come on last Saturday?
I was more pissed about the Green Lantern show because
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
that
big
whole
Green
block,
Lantern
right?
fan. Yeah,
Like the DC Nation block wasn't on.
I was more upset with what Cartoon Network put out. Good news, guys! It'll be back in January. I'm
That
like,
pissed me
that-
off
that's-
so bad. I was like, what? Like, this is like good news to me? Like, you get back from like an 8-month hiatus and now you're like, hey guys, guess what? We're going to be back in 6 more months. Hooray. You know, like, no.
Yeah, it was just that really irritated me. But
It's-
they did
it's
put,
on,
the new Young Justice on iTunes apparently.
Yeah.
Like, when I
And
found
people-
out about that, I freaking
Yeah,
rushed.
I think they might have taken it down, but I think people downloaded it quickly enough to release it online, like other places.
Yeah, I saw it on, like, one of the people who uploads Young Justice videos or whatever. Or, yeah, Young Justice episodes.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be here next week.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I saw it. I don't understand why they would cancel it on that episode, though. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was just, like, it, like, cleared up so much stuff that, like, needed clearing up, and, like, I don't know.
It's because it's some other. There's something else going on there. It's not the creators like, oh, we're gonna.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid
Yeah.
Cartoon Network who doesn't care about anything but himself.
Some weird strategic planning. I will say this. 2 hours of shows and a block sounds a lot more intriguing to me than just like saying that we have like a DC Nation block and it's just 1 hour's worth of shows, just 2 shows back to back. It's not really a block.
Yeah, it's not even a block.
I think it's-
Zach MK asked, do I know who Tom Brady is? And yes, I do.
I always just kind of like Marvel. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's always people who like Marvel, and there's people who like DC. It's just, you know.
Yeah,
I
it's
considered
all good.
myself a Marvel guy up until like a year ago, and I realized I didn't actually own that much Marvel stuff. So I'm like, oh wait.
I liked Marvel a lot as a kid probably because they had a lot more exposure with the movies and stuff.
Yeah, movies and cartoons. They did a better job when I was younger.
The cartoons, it was always DC for me. But I didn't realize it until I got older. I didn't realize until I got older when I was like, oh, wait a minute, all these DC things are holding up, and all these Marvel things I don't really care about anymore.
Oh,
That's
like
how
I
kinda
tried to
felt.
watch X-Men, like the original X-Men show from like the 90s on Netflix,
Mhm.
and I was just like, ugh.
I could still watch X-Men. I think X-Men is probably one of the better ones, but I could see what you're saying. It doesn't hold up quite as well as like Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, yeah, I can
Batman
watch
the
that
Animated
all the
Series
time.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you could watch it 10 years from now; it's still gonna be good. And all the stuff that was related to Batman the Animated Series, all the stuff that it spawned, like Justice League and Superman,
Yeah.
Static Shock even. Static Shock is a C-level hero and they somehow managed to make a show that, in my opinion, is better than like any other Marvel cartoon. I think
love
Static
Static
Shock is good.
I love Static Shock and Batman Beyond, and I love their crossover.
I think Batman Beyond is amazing.
Like, I tried to watch Batman Beyond again, and like it doesn't seem as good as my child brain thought it was. I don't
To
know.
me, it seems better than I remember it being, actually.
I don't know. I think I might need to like. I liked the first couple episodes, and then like it just seems like a ton of filler, and there's not like a real story. But I'm probably just spoiled with Young Justice.
Blaze Ran, yeah, Static is a DC
you-
character. Static could be in this game. I doubt he will be, but he could be.
Wait, did you
Static
guys
was-
did you guys watch the episode though?
I watched it.
I guarantee that kid was Static,
That's what I'm thinking. There's
and I think the blonde chick is Stephanie Brown or something.
Hmm.
I
I mean,
Are you talking about Young Justice?
mhm.
yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you're unlucky.
Oh, then I guess we just spoiled something.
No,
Oh,
I don't care. I haven't really been following the show. Like I've been watching it, but I haven't been following it. So I like hardcore following it.
I obviously know how to play Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter is pretty much guaranteed. I mean, he was on that one cover or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they said like, oh, Robin, like they're not for the game, they're for the story or the comic or whatever. But Green Lantern, and we'll probably definitely see the other two.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Robin. My whole thing with Robin is it's a teen game. There's gonna be blood. You're not gonna see little kids in there, just like you don't see little kids in Grand Theft Auto, which is actually an F
They'd
game.
probably age him a bit. I mean, if that is to assume that this takes place in the future.
But
It looks like it takes place
but
in...
why not just when you have Nightwing? Do you really want to have Robin as well?
It's not it's not
Okay.
like what we want though. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah, but I can see that. I also have said several
I
times...
personally. Sorry. Go ahead.
I've said several times I think Robin would be like an unlockable alternate, but I don't know.
I personally do not like adult Robin. I think it's stupid, and I thought it was stupid in Arkham City, to be honest.
I thought it was-
I thought that
they didn't
Arkham
really give an
City-
age for him in Arkham City. They just kind of left it open-ended.
Here's my problem with Arkham City. They had the costume of Damian Wayne, like it looked like Damian Wayne's costume. They had like the attitude of Jason Todd. They called him Tim Drake, and he looked like Dick Grayson. And that was like my whole thing. Was like they just like totally
It
got that
actually
wrong.
kind of looked like they were basing his model off of the Batman and Robin movie from way back.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's
really
what it looked like to me. I didn't really see the whole Damian Wayne costume thing.
And also, he kind of just shows up and leaves and doesn't really do anything. Like it's
See,
cool.
this stuff in the DLC.
Yeah, you could play as him. That's cool. And I like Robin. I don't like I like that. I like him as a kid though. I don't think he should be like once he gets old enough to be Nightwing, he should be Nightwing. Like that's how I feel about it. Or Red Hood or whatever Robin you're talking about,
Mhm.
or Red Robin.
He hasn't had the beard for years. I'm talking to a temporary username. He hasn't had that since like the 90s. And the Justice League show.
Have you guys seen like the supposed new art, like what he's supposed to look like with the new creative team soon? I don't like that.
I don't know what you're referring
Aquaman?
to.
Yeah, Aquaman. I saw.
It's It's just the way he draws it. It's not like they're changed.
Oh, are you talking about the thing you showed last? What's it called?
No. It like his new comic book art. It looks
Oh,
lovely to me.
I didn't see that.
Here's my thing with Aquaman. I think what they really need to do, and I think this is what Jeff Johns did in the comics recently. They need to make him. They need to make the guy that was in the Super Friends, like that guy that has the orange shirt with no beard, just with the short hair. They need to make that guy cool, and then the other iterations will be even, whatever. Like I think they've always had trouble trying to legitimize that image of Aquaman, and they want to make it cool. And that's the whole thing, is I think they need to go for that look and make it cool, and not try to use gimmicks like a hook hand or a beard or whatever. That's how I feel.
Like, every time when I go in my comic book store and I pass by, like, his #1, like, that cover looks really cool to me. But if that was, like, really, like, the new art, and that was, like, the #1 art or whatever, like, I wouldn't have been like, oh, I want to get this,
Yeah, I think that when people think of Aquaman, they think of orange shirt, blonde hair, and it's short hair, and I want to see that version made awesome. And that's what they're doing in the comics right now, and I hope that's an Injustice. And have an alternate costume that has the long beard and the long hair and the beard. Like, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind that.
I was planning on doing a video about alternate costumes, and I really don't think it warrants a video, so I'm just going to say it here. If they were going to do alternates, I think they do one like they did MK9. Like, every single character gets an unlockable alternate, and then they just have DLC ones later.
Everyone in the cast should have beards. Just have a beard pack. Even Wonder Woman.
Ew, man.
People are already complaining that she looks manly. Why not complete it?
She does look like a dude.
I don't know if she looks like a dude. I just don't like the way she looks in the game right now, and I think she could look great. And I think with Wonder Woman, you should be putting like extra development time into making her look great. Like,
she looks fine to me. I don't see what everyone's complaining about.
Just get a screenshot of her, and you'll
her
see.
Her costume sucks. Her costume is so bad, and she just doesn't have the right.
She's wearing pants, isn't she?
No, I don't think she is. Well, didn't they?
I feel like a retard if she's not wearing pants.
She is wearing pants.
Okay, just making sure.
She's wearing the long blue pants, and it looks weird because it looks like she's wearing like blue underwear over blue pants.
Yeah, I hated that. I was like, what is this? Like, she's wearing pants, and then like above that, she's wearing like the same colored, underwear.
New 52 Wonder Woman is the Wonder Woman they need to move forward with for now on in DC, because I love it. I think the look it makes her look different from Superman, like distinctly different, and I love it. I think they should use that in this game, and I hope they have an alternate costume that uses it. So
yeah,
I can find like a good picture of her.
I see what you're saying about the pants thing. It is kind of weird.
If the U.S.
It looks like they're trying to mix her. It looks like they're trying to mix her New 52 costume with the old one.
I don't see any New 52 in that costume at all. Like, honestly, I don't. Like, I really.
I was more talking about early New 52. I could have sworn they changed her design like twice.
Oh well, yeah. They actually never gave her the pants. Like, it was only on a cover. That was the only time they've ever had it.
Well, I haven't read any Wonder Woman. All I saw was that cover.
But her books have been really good. It's just like you have to really like read like every issue up to this point to really like. The writer Brian Azzarello, he's a really like slow burn kind of writer. You don't really get what he's going for until you get there, I guess. So I really like it. I'm looking for a good.
Jim Zero says, "Why turn off links in a chat with 20 people?" Because I'm not trying to have people link prawn. Doesn't matter if there's 20 people or 30 people. There's going to be that one fuck who wants to link prawn.
Yeah, okay. Is anyone actually saying that she looks manly? I mean,
I've seen a couple people complain about it.
I don't think she looks manly. I just think she looks like just wrong. I just don't think it looks right.
I'm just fine with her looking at least like Wonder Woman. If they put her in like a t-shirt and jeans, I'd probably be upset, but I don't know.
Well, what are they going to do that with any of the characters?
I don't think so.
That's like saying like
DLC
I was worried they were going to put her in a chef's hat.
Well, I think they picked Jon Stewart, or they picked Hal Jordan because he's the more famous one, Dragon Trigger.
Also, that could be argued.
He's the better.
I guess.
Honestly, he is the he is the better character. I mean, I know he was great in Justice League, as Jon Stewart was, but Hal Jordan is just so much better in the comics, so much more
I
like.
find Hal Jordan bland, but that's just me.
I don't see how you could say that, because he is like to me, he's the least bland of the Green Lanterns.
I don't read Green Lantern. I'd like to, but
Of the stuff I've seen of Green Lantern, I'm not impressed. Or, I mean, in comic book form. I don't know.
Because to me, he's like the guy, like if you've like been reading like Justice League, he's the guy that's always causing trouble. He's like the Tony Stark sort of, if you had to make like that kind of comparison. Like,
I guess.
What do you mean? Okay, so like, how do you look at like?
Well, whenever I just see Hal Jordan, I always think, well, they pretty much just picked the more marketable Green Lantern. I say my least favorite. He's not even my least favorite Green Lantern. My least favorite's probably Guy Gardner, but I mean,
Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner's kind of like supposed to be a total douche, and that's like
I know, but
that's
he's
the whole
not
point.
Like if I don't consider Hal Jordan interesting, I consider Guy Gardner less than interesting. So.
I don't really know how to. I don't know how to convey. I feel like a lot of people have that same attitude that you have towards Hal Jordan, and I get why. Because on the surface, like, I don't think he's ever portrayed, unless you like really like read a lot of his stuff. I don't think you really get him.
I guess I don't know. I just of the stuff I've seen him in, it just seemed really boring to me.
He's very he's like very like upstanding citizen in a lot of like the cartoons and stuff, and I'm like, that's not him at all, because he in the comics he's very like he screws up shit all the time. Like he's Jeff Johns has in the past said that like Hal Jordan is an idiot, but he's like intelligent, but he's just so stupid in the way that he that's why he's fearless. He's like he'll charge into action even when it's the most retarded thing to do. And I think that that's kind of what makes him endearing to me, is that he's just like, he just doesn't care. He just wants to go fight. And that's what he does in Justice League. He attacks Darkseid and keeps attacking and keeps attacking. And Darkseid breaks his arm, and then he wants to go back, and Batman has to convince him to stop. And I think that's what's really cool about Hal Jordan.
Even then, I don't think Jon Stewart had a chance to begin with. I mean, I know he was good in Justice League, but that's the only thing I've ever seen Jon Stewart good in. So I can understand them not using him.
I think Jon Stewart, like the only time he's ever been interesting is in that Justice League show, and that's why everyone's always chanting like, you know, we want Jon Stewart in the movie.
Really, the only reason I even wanted him was for them to be different, I guess.
He's a great host in the Daily Show.
Great host.
Oh wow,
I didn't even consider that.
that's a good joke.
That's honestly, I do think that's one of the big reasons why they don't they wouldn't use Jon Stewart in the movies as like the main guy, because they don't want to have that confusion when people are like, wait, what? Like, why is he called the same thing as that guy in The Daily Show? Not a big reason, but one of the reasons.
Lil Spick, yeah, I'll be playing. I'm probably going to be actually buying like an Xbox again, just to be able to play with people who have Xbox and people who have PlayStation. So yes, I'll be playing with fans.
Saying Hal Jordan creates like the most dullest things, I don't see why that's like. I think that Guy Gardner would probably be a little less creative. He's a little bit more like hothead.
The only time I actually can't think of a time I've seen Guy Gardner do something other than just a straight laser beam.
Oh, when he got turned into a Red Lantern and spewed blood everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little something different.
That was different.
Yeah.
I remember someone in one of my videos said, "Why not Alan Scott?" And I was like, because he's like old, I guess.
I like his costume though.
Oh, one of my favorite
Yeah.
things that in the Green Lantern animated series was one time Kilowog was like doing roll call, and you see he calls Hal's name, and you see Hal, and he's just playing Pong with his little lantern constructs. I think that would be great in a movie if they did something like that, something fun like that.
Anyone read Earth 2 at all?
I read until like issue 3, and I was just like, ugh.
I actually really like it.
I think I'd like I don't know. I think I just stopped reading it because I thought I was a cool cat or something.
I know they did something really interesting with Grundy. Like he's a death god, and I was like, oh, that's different.
Is Is Alan Scott wearing like his traditional costume, or is he wearing?
He's not. He's wearing. It's really weird. I don't want to say it's like Green Lantern-y like Hal Jordan, but
It's armored. It's like
yeah,
he looks like a big metal battery, sort of.
kinda. It's really weird. I think in a good way it's weird, but I can't really explain it.
I wish they would have kept his like purple mask or whatever, but I guess they wanted to make it more strictly like, oh, he's Green Lantern.
New 52 Grundy looks like a gothic blacksmith. WTF. Are we talking about the same Grundy? I'm talking about Earth 2 Grundy.
Grundy's been in something other than Earth 2 so far?
I don't know. I'm just seeing what someone posted in the comments. I'll look it up.
I only know he's been in Earth 2 so far. He might have been in something else.
Hey, Dino, can you post like, are you strictly doing like your gameplay right now?
No, I can change it.
Because I was gonna say like, here's a costume that is from Alex Ross's Justice. For I think would be cool like alternate for Aquaman. If you wanted to.
Yeah, link me.
But then again, Aquaman has several alternates that would be also really awesome. So.
Oh, that does look cool.
Yeah, that's a really good book, Justice. I would definitely suggest anyone, especially people that want to get into comics, go get this because it's very like you don't need to know anything. It's all contained in its own universe. It's very like iconic. Gets you like it gives you a little taste of all the different characters, the major characters.
Dragon Trigger. If they did do Doomsday, I think it'd be a cool way to like bring the two people together. Like if you have to bring the two sides together if they're separated, because I imagine they're not just gonna have the two fight it out until one drops. I think they'll probably have like something happen where they have to join up again to defeat some common enemy or something.
I think Damian Wayne, like if they're going to do Robin, I think it should be Damian. Because Damian could actually have something different than like every other Robin, you know? Like he wouldn't be Tim Drake with the pole, and he wouldn't be obviously Nightwing with the sticks and the pole, and he wouldn't be Red Robin if they did him with his wings. I think I don't remember who said it, but he could use his wings or something like that. And then like Damian can use his Ra's al Ghul's sword or whatever. Yeah, he probably actually would kill people. But he is getting better with that in the New 52. He hasn't killed anybody for a long time.
Tev18 is asking, are there any characters that you don't want in the game?
That are already confirmed, or?
No, that just you don't want, like, any character. Oh, that's what I'm assuming he's saying.
The Trickster.
I don't want that Boomerang guy.
Oh my god, that is such a dumb character. I
What are you
cannot.
guys? I love Captain Boomerang.
When I was reading Suicide Squad, I jumped on at like issue 10 or something, right? And then I get to the part where they're like, "Oh hey, this guy's like not a traitor." I was like, "What? When was he a traitor?"
Boomerang?
I don't. He might be dead now. I stopped reading it. It's just too stupid.
I love Captain Boomerang. I don't care what anyone says. And I just said Trickster. I even love the Trickster. There's very few characters I don't like, to be honest. I think that all characters have potential.
Yeah, I was just making a joke, but
No, I know. Like, I hate to be like, oh, like, I like every character. I don't like every character. And also, there's plenty of characters that should not be in this game. Like,
I don't want any clones. If that, like, I don't want Superboy or Power Girl or.
I'm open for it as long as they make them different. I mean, there's no guarantee.
If they can make it like different enough. Like, I don't want to be like, all right, should I play as Superman, Superboy, Supergirl, or maybe I should play as Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Red Robin, Nightwing. Maybe I should play as one of those guys, I don't feel like doing
Maybe.
that.
I think that Captain Boomerang, if it wasn't for the fact that like Captain Cold would probably be the better choice, you could have seen Captain Boomerang in this game. I think he's like one of those ones that could have made it. But then again, when you have like batarangs and shit, like you don't really need a guy that's just about boomerangs. I don't know.
I think Green Arrow looks really fun.
He does. Yeah, he looks really cool.
For sure.
Like so far, I think he's the coolest character in my opinion. And it's funny because he's not even like the biggest.
His special move, his whatever they're calling it, the gimmick button or whatever. Isn't it like you could switch arrows?
That's what it looks like. It looks like
So-
it switches between like elemental.
Ice. Yeah, like ice and electricity. That's pretty awesome. I've actually been like really like intrigued by all these like gimmick button things. At first when they said it, I was like, oh, that's all right. But then I was like, wait a minute. That makes it so every
they're all
character plays different.
It's really bizarre.
Like Cyborg recharges, and I think that's really awesome. And
Mhm.
Superman just goes like, okay, he goes like ballistic basically.
hmm
He, gets more powerful. I mean, that makes sense. It's hard. Like, don't give Superman like gimmicks. Just make him the fucking like he's powerful as hell. Like, that's awesome. I think that was a good decision right there. Just goes into overdrive.
Do you guys like Shazam? I think he's okay.
I think I'm the guy that likes any characters, even if they're cheesy. On this,
Yeah, I
horde of
mean,
guys.
I like a bunch of characters. I can't think of any off the top of my head I don't like. Well, besides, I guess, Guy Gardner, but I don't know.
I know there are some characters that, like, whenever my friend talks about them, because me and my friend are, like, the two people in my group that actually enjoy comic books, I know there's this one character, I can't think of him right now, but whenever he says his name, it just makes me cringe.
What? Elongated Man.
Oh, my God.
Elongated Man is such a dumb name. Plastic Man is infinitely better, and I know that you like Reed Richards, so I would definitely say Reed Richards is infinitely better also. Because I just don't like I've heard that the character of Elongated Man is actually cool, but I'm like, that name, I can't get over it. I'm sorry.
I heard his storylines are interesting, but I haven't.
Uproar says, too bad Green Arrow dies in Injustice and DC Universe level.
Yeah.
Uproar sent a picture where it shows. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it shows in DC
Trailer.
Universe Online in the opening, he's laying over a rock, and in the box art for Injustice, he's laying over a different rock. So I guess that might have been a joke or something.
Because he's like a character that everyone likes, but is like easy to imagine getting killed in a major battle. That's basically what it is. He's expendable because you have Batman standing tall. No, it doesn't mean he'll die in the game. In fact, that would be stupid of them. That would probably mean the opposite. It probably means he's going to do something really cool in the game.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be like the middleman or something.
I know some people think Flash is the middleman, but I guess I can see that. I don't know.
One big reason why I really want to see Black Canary in the game is because, Green Arrow and Black Canary, their interactions could be great.
I don't understand. Like, everyone's saying, like, oh, he dies in Arrow, he dies in DCU, he's dying. Like, what is this?
What? He doesn't die in Arrow. I mean, he figuratively dies. Like
His soul dies.
The day Oliver Queen died was the day Arrow was born.
Does he call himself Arrow in there?
I don't know.
Oh, if he does, I'll piss a brick, because that's stupid.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
if he calls himself Arrow, or if he is actually called Arrow in the show at some point, like if they're not calling him the Green Arrow, it's just going to be exactly like when you go to see Green Hornet, and he's like, I'll be the Green Bee, and then like everyone's like, what? No,
Yeah.
that
Arrow
doesn't work.
die. He does, however, get turned into a cyborg by the Lin Kuei, quote-unquote, Chimerus.
It sounds like they're going like the Spider-Man route, where it's like Spider-Man and the villains aren't really like called, like they don't call themselves things, but then like the newspapers and like the detectives and whatever start dubbing them a certain name,
What is he, some sort of Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I
Well,
refuse to
actually,
believe-
in Spider-Man, wasn't it like he goes to the wrestling thing and he gives them the name and the guy mispronounces the name? Or
Yeah, he's
whatever.
like Man Spider. or
The
something
human
like that.
spider.
Yeah, that.
I think he said his name was Spider-Man.
No, it's the human spider. Come on, it's not
He said
Spider-Man.
he's like, he said my name wrong, and they're like, just go out there.
And then doesn't he get like all pissed because he got called the wrong name, and then gets his dad killed, or his Uncle Ben, whatever.
No, it's not because of the name at that point. It's because he's trying to get paid, and they're not paying him like the amount that he was promised. And he goes like, I missed the part where that's my problem. And then the guy just runs out, and yeah.
Which Spider-Man are we talking about?
Spider-Man,
Sam
the
Raimi.
original, the Sam Raimi ones, yeah.
Which one did you guys like better?
I actually liked Amazing Spider-Man better.
I think that the original had more charm.
I like
This-
Tobey Maguire better. Just saying.
I think
thought
that-
Tobey Maguire looked funny.
I think
I thought
that I think I loved Green Goblin, and I didn't like Lizard. And I like Lizard as a character, but in that movie, in Amazing Spider-Man, he was just not good to me. I didn't like him.
I loved like all the trolls that came out when that movie. Like somebody on Twitter said something like the best part about the Amazing Spider-Man was the Dark Knight Rises trailer. Like before
Yeah.
it. And then somebody on one of my videos said something like, "It's funny." He said, "Why did the Green Goblin have a tail in this movie?" I was just like, "Oh my god." Oh yeah, I couldn't stand Lizard not having a nostril or whatever.
What am I trying to say here?
A bill, a beak,
A snout.
yeah, snout, same thing.
I didn't really mind, but what ifs?
I like calling it a beak. Sounds funny to me.
A beak. I wish he had a bird face. Like he looked like Tomar Ray. You guys know what Tomar Ray is?
No.
It's a Green Lantern, so never mind.
There's like supposedly Mary Jane's going to be in the next one.
I imagine they're going to kill off Gwen Stacy if they even have her in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like she's going to die, and then like the next one after that is going to be him and Mary Jane.
Oh, by the way, spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't read the old Spider-Mans.
You can't spoil something that happened in like the 70s.
There's still people who don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
That's
I'm
their
just
fault.
saying.
That's just my philosophy.
Yeah, Mary Jane is confirmed. Yeah. 2 next movies, which makes sense. They're doing everything much closer to the comics in this new one.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about it, but like, I just don't like how he's like, oh yeah, I'm a skateboarder, bruh.
Well, I think they were doing more of a up-to-date version of a nerd, because the one even in the original movies, that view of a nerd was outdated.
Yeah, that's true. Like, oh, you're getting on the bus, I'm gonna trip you.
Oh, yeah.
We're at the museum, I'm gonna like give you a noogie.
Nowadays, someone who's like a nerd is just antisocial.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little different now. But at the same time, it's like Andrew Garfield, he wouldn't be a nerd.
He probably wouldn't.
Like, I don't know. Like, I suspend my disbelief for these movies.
But why,
I don't
dude?
think I'm answering a question in the chat. I don't think I'd remove anybody from the roster so far. I think I'm pretty content with where it's at.
Would you remove anybody? Froggy?
Would I remove anyone from the current roster?
Yeah.
No. I mean, like Harley would be like the one where I'm like, oh, she's kind of like weird that she's in there, but I also appreciate that she's in there because she's a super popular character, and I know there's a huge fan base of Harley Quinn fans out there that are probably super excited to get this game. Like I've seen in the comments in these YouTube videos of Harley Quinn fans like, wow, I'm so happy that Harley Quinn's in the game. I think it's kind of cool. I think there's a lot of people that would not get this game unless they had something like that in here.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot more diversity within the villains than it, like in the MK versus DC, we just had very known villains, in my opinion.
Oh, Solomon Grundy, I am total, like, that's fucking awesome that he's in this game. Like, I just think that's so great.
Yeah, I definitely think Solomon Grundy was a good pick.
Because I
I don't
think
see how Harley and the Joker would be the same.
yeah,
I mean,
they're different. I mean, you could do a lot with them.
They may be
they're so kooky.
two characters that are together, but I don't think that makes them the exact same.
Yeah,
they've done good with the roster so far. I mean, they haven't taken many risks yet either.
Yeah, that's true.
There's only like 2 or 3 that I'm like, oh, it's interesting.
Like, if there were three characters that you guys could think of, they were like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Like, who would they be?
If 3 characters,
Yeah, 3
I wouldn't
characters.
expect Blue Beetle.
No, that are already confirmed.
That are already confirmed
Yeah.
that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Nightwing. I didn't expect Grundy or Harley.
I think I would have to agree with those choices. I can't. Those are probably the 3 that are the ones that you'd be like, oh, really?
And maybe Cyborg.
I didn't expect Catwoman.
I expected Cyborg.
I didn't expect Catwoman, Solomon, or Harley. But then
I
again,
assume
like
it's
it's kind of hard to expect something when like those were like the characters that like announced the game.
Yeah, I totally expected them putting in Catwoman because she's kind of the female DC character. So
I do think that Catwoman, because Catwoman, yeah, she started as like a spin-off Batman character, but she's grew into a thing in it of herself. You know, she's no longer bound to just being Batman's villain.
Mhm.
You know, she's her own deal now. So
from what I've seen, she plays different than she did in MK versus DC. So I don't see any similarities right now.
I hated the way she, in MK versus DC.
Well, that's what I was happy about. She doesn't play the same.
I have something to say about Hawkgirl, which Uproar just mentioned in the. Hawkgirl has not done anything of relevance in a very long time. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, like everyone just jizzes over there. Like everyone.
I think
Anytime
that-
you say hot girl, it's like everyone's like, yes, hot girl, and then just like everywhere on the walls, and they don't even have to paint their walls white anymore.
There's nothing wrong with Hawkgirl to me. It's just that the reason why people mention her so often, in my opinion, is because of the Justice League show. It's just like Jon Stewart. It's just like excluding Aquaman from stuff. Everyone seems to look at like, oh, that version of Justice League is the one I want to see forever, and I don't think that that's right. I think that Hawkgirl's fine, but you know, Hawkman actually has done a lot more relevant stuff in the comics than Hawkgirl has recently, and I don't really like either of them. But, eh,
I'm sorry, I was laughing at the chat.
Hawkgirl jizz.
That's the truth, though. Like every time, like I always get comments on like my old like Injustice wishlist thing, like people saying like, "Where's Hawkgirl? I wanted to jizz at a picture of her," and I'm just like, "Whoa, chill out, bro. There's like 100 more of these on the interwebs. You know, you don't have to come looking for mine."
Uproar, I'm not gonna like say like she shouldn't be in the game. I don't mean to put you down or anything. I'm just saying that I feel like I always see people saying Hawkgirl, and I can't help but think like it's because of the Justice League animated show.
It is because of that. Like most of the people who are looking forward to this game are around like our age. I mean, like I don't know how old you are, Froggy, and I don't know how old you are, Paco. I'm 15, and I know like a lot of the people who are going to be like looking forward to this game are somewhere around like our age group.
I'm 13. What is this? I'm just kidding.
I'm 12, not even.
I'm 72.
But for realsies, I'm 17.
Yay, Squidward! Yay, Squidward! Yay, Squidward!
Why do you like? Are you not a voice actor? Like seriously?
Maybe I am.
No, I'm like 90% positive. If you went to Hollywood and you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a voice
What
actor,"
are they selling? They're selling chocolates!
you're the voice actor for everything. You're like the next Nathan Drake or whatever that guy's name is.
I
No?
remember
Oh.
chocolate. Sweet, sweet chocolate. I always hated it.
I wonder if it's just your mic.
Exactly.
You have like a voice changer.
Yeah, I have a voice changer that I have buttons that I press for each voice.
Exactly. I knew it.
About Arsenal, I'd like to see Arsenal. He might play similarly to Green Arrow, though.
He uses guns or something, though, doesn't he?
I don't even know. Last time I checked, he used arrows, but I'm a little out of touch.
Or like his arm is like fucked up and shit, so now he like has guns like attached to his hand or something like that.
I have a feeling this Troll 4321 guy is a very honest person.
Here's the problem with Zod. If they don't want to have clone characters, I mean, what would they do with Zod when he has the same powers as Superman?
Yeah.
They would have to make him very differently, but I don't see them being able to do that. I think you'd probably end up seeing for Superman villains Lex Luthor and Darkseid, who might be an unlockable villain, like unlockable boss.
Dino likes to brick into dude's mouth. Well, what?
Is Troll 4321?
Like I
up?
said,
What's
he
up,
sounds like an
Pierce?
honest human being.
Well, at least you don't like to eat bricks.
No, I just like to brick into dude's mouth.
You mad bruh.
Oh man.
Do I have my first troll in here or something?
Dino
Looks like
is
it, Dino.
fuming.
Congrats.
Oh man.
What about Parasite or Livewire?
Parasite. I've said this in the last stream that we did. It's tough to do copy moves characters. It just is.
Who's?
Livewire is kind of out there. It'd be kind of.
Can we get a timeout on this troll kid?
Huh? What do you mean? I already deleted him. I banned him from the chat.
Oh, I just banned Uproar on accident. How do I
Did I?
unban him?
Whoops.
I didn't. It says.
No, I did.
I know it
Oh,
did.
you did?
I put him on. No, I did it on accident. It's not your fault.
Oh.
Can you add him back somehow or what?
I timed him out for 600 seconds, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
Uproar, I miss you.
Okay,
Well,
I timed out Troll for 600
Hope he
seconds as
doesn't.
well.
I hope he doesn't think I did that because I was the last one to disagree with him on a subject.
He can still
Oh, he can
he
hear
can still
us?
watch. It's
Okay.
just he can't talk for 600 seconds.
We're very sorry, Uproar. That was an accident. Aquaman. Aquaman can be awesome in this game. Haters be damned.
Who is George?
Somebody.
Okay.
Have I talked about like what I think Aquaman's finisher should be on here before?
I don't know.
I don't think I did.
Somebody. I don't know if it might have been you, Froggy, but somebody said something about him like calling in. Forgot her name.
With Mira.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, I was me, but I think that was. I don't think that was actually on the stream that I said that.
Oh
it
yeah,
was
then go ahead.
Yeah,
18. If there are any story mode deaths, I imagine they'll be like supporting characters, not actually playable characters.
Yeah. What I was saying about Aquaman's finisher is like you have like these crazy moves with like Flash running around the world and Superman hitting people into space. Like, I think it'd be cool for Aquaman to do like he has a wife, Mira, who controls water, and I think it'd be cool if he like contacts her, like puts his fingers to his forehead, like do like the whole telepathy thing. It's just like Mira, and Mira just like calls in a tidal wave, and as the tidal wave's coming down, Aquaman just does like a spinning backhand with his trident to the dude. The guy goes flying into it, and then like sharks just like maul him to death, and then he gets like spat out back onto the stage or whatever. I think that'd be kind of neat.
If Clayface is in it, that means maybe Clayface will make himself look like Batman and then kill Lois, and that will make the whole Superman versus Batman thing.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know if they would even put Lois in this game, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, then why else would he be like, "You stole her from me"?
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't remember. I need to look at. I didn't really analyze it the same way that you guys probably did.
He could be talking about like Supergirl or Power Girl or somebody. You know, it has to be somebody that he actually has some form of like,
her from me.
care about.
Yeah, it could even be Wonder Woman, considering the. I mean, I know that this is after the fact that they made the story, but maybe they told them like we're gonna make Wonder Woman and Superman an
Lois
item.
Lane is a playable character. She will like news report all over you guys.
She'd be like a.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I was trying to say that.
Lois Lane is a play. Yeah. Oh my god. That'd be pretty
Shane
hilarious.
DLC. Why would
Lois-
they put Shane in instead of Rick?
Wait, what? Walking Dead Shane. he just comes out as his. Oh, I don't even want to like. Yeah.
Not spoil it.
Mm-hmm. Then again, I mean, people if they haven't watched Walking Dead by now.
To the person that is asking about the JSA peeps, they could probably have them alternate costumes for already existing characters. Like Jay Garrick, Alan Scott could be for Green Lantern, or Jay Garrick and for Flash, whatever. Same thing. I don't know.
There's microphones.
Microphones.
Take
That's what
that.
Fierce said. Fierce deity. Lois would throw microphones.
You. I trusted you.
You betrayed me.
Something that you can't hear in the background.
Two guys walked in a bar. I shot them. Whoa. That's dark.
Atomic Skull. I know Atomic Skull, but he's just. First off, I don't like his name. Second off, he's just a little too plain Jane generic for me. He's cool looking, but he's like just Ghost Rider.
Well, it depends on which atomic skull we're talking about here, huh?
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
like 3 or 2.
I don't want to shoot people down. I hate like when they don't have a voice. And I'm like saying like, oh, I don't want that. Like you have like people, all of their opinions are valid. I'm just, to me, like I see other more important characters. Brainiac is like one of my, like, he's a great Superman villain, but if you have Lex Luthor, why would you like have Brainiac? He would probably be like a robot, and I don't see how he'd like, yeah.
I know Tev 18's trolling about the Marvel thing, but he already said it. But I think if we could, it'd be awesome to see like an Injustice format, but DC versus Marvel or something. I don't know. That just sounds like a cool idea to me.
I mean, of course that'd be cool.
That's never going to happen, though.
Yeah, the problem is legality. I mean, I wouldn't say never, but
Well, yeah, maybe
not for a
never.
long time. Because it depends. The stars have to align for them and be like, oh, this is going to make us a lot of money, and it's perfect. We can do this, and we have this development studio, and
The problem where I think it would come in is there would be no plot, because I don't think both sides would agree to like a story.
that's the problem. Is whenever they've come together for comic stories, it's like they end up being like, well, it's almost like they're in the real world trying to like not make their guys look bad. Like they really want to make sure that neither side comes out looking bad in these fights.
I liked JLA Avengers. That one actually had a plot to it. I don't know if anyone else has read that though.
No.
I think that a lot of those. I wish that they would do another crossover and do it. Like those crossovers were fine back then. I just feel like they do them with a lot more taste these days if they tried it.
Well, in Marvel, the Marvel versus DC one was just a voting thing. Which character do you think will win? And we'll make a story, kind of, not really. But the one I'm talking about is JLA Avengers, when like there were basically the big deities from both universes like got all angry at each other and did a contest to see who would win or something.
I remember really liking like.
That would be awesome.
As silly as it all was, the amalgam stuff. I think I always liked thinking of imaginary combinations.
I have the first issue to JLX from Amalgam, I think.
Like the amalgam characters, like Super
Lobo
Soldier.
the Duck is the
Lobo the Duck. Yeah, I think that Lobo and Deadpool. I mean, I know everyone says Deathstroke and Deadpool since they're like Deadpool's ripped off of Deathstroke, but like I think that Deadpool and Lobo would be like a cool battle and/or mixture.
King Edward said Smallville would be a cool stage. I think that would be a really cool stage. Like just in front of the Kent family farm.
Fierce Deity. I know Ed Boon said that, but he may have just been trying to throw you off the trail. He did something similar when he said, no babalities when they win the game.
Yeah, I do wonder sometimes if Boone is just with Lobo, like he wants to reveal Lobo as like the last character, just to make people like he said the DLC thing, just to throw people off the trail, make it a red herring.
Yeah, like same thing. Like I feel like he's saying that they're just for the comic, like those 3 characters on the front of the thingamajig.
The thing about Ed Boon is you can never tell if he's being serious or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like acts like he sometimes plays dumb about things. And
I will be right back.
All right, man.
All right. I'll ask the chat like what any 2 superheroes that you guys or villains would you guys like to combine from like Marvel and DC or see fight?
Oh, the Court of Owl's Labyrinth. Wow, this guy has a lot of cool ideas for stages.
Iron Man versus Batman. Killer Croc and the Lizard. Jim Gordon as a non-political. Okay, for a second I was like, wait, what?
Jim Gordon for DLC.
We said this last week, but like just the bat symbol comes out, or like he just uses it as a weapon. Dinozord said like he blinds them. Black Canary and Black Widow is a good one.
Yeah, that would be good. Spider-Man versus Nightwing.
Thing is, Spider-Man is very strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
Red Hood and Punisher.
I think I remember saying this for like a combo character. I thought you could combine the Question with the Punisher, and you basically get Rorschach. And you can call him like Death Sentence or something like that. And he has like a skull on his face, like on like the face thing. That would be maybe black and white. So it'd be basically like, yeah. That was me when I was just like sitting at home one night and like just trying to go to sleep and thinking of stuff. I remember I did like Sinestro and Magneto, but I could never come up with a good name for them. Because I think Sinestro and Magneto is just like a perfect combo. Their mentality towards things is very similar.
Magnetestro.
Magnestro. Sounds stupid.
Sinestric.
Yeah, it sounds a little better actually. Even though it doesn't really. Yeah, whatever.
Where's the Magneto in that?
It was, I forgot the O. Sinestrico.
Signestrico that ruins it.
It does.
Signestrico. It's a mouthful. Deathstroke and Deadpool, it's like, what, you call him like Deathpool or Deadstroke? And then just like the same character, just like, he's like, he could have like a split personality where like he doesn't, like half the time he's serious and half the time he's joking around.
I'd say Poison Ivy's chance are slim to none, King Edward.
You know, Josh, Dead Eye is a real thing. They did that in Amalgam. Not kidding.
Damn.
Iron Man and Green Lantern were combined to make Iron Lantern, which I thought was like one of the cooler ones. They combined Joker with Sabretooth, which was stupid. They called him Hyena. I was like, oh,
Actually, they mixed him with like two other people. I forget who they were.
I think that Joker and Loki should be combined to be Jokey.
Glacius TS versus Brainiac.
That says Galactus.
Yeah, Galactiac.
Wow, I'm retarded.
Galactus and Brainiac is definitely the right decision for those because, like, they're definitely, like, I think that's one of the most interesting ones because it's like you have like this giant dude that's infected by like a virus basically. I think it's pretty awesome.
Green Arrow or Hawkeye? Who would win, guys?
Green Arrow. I mean, I'm biased. I'm gonna admit it. I think Green Arrow's like so much cooler. His origin. Think about their origins. Green Arrow's origin is he's locked. Not locked. He's trapped on an island and he has to fend for himself.
Hawkeye, he's like a carnival guy or something.
Yeah, in Hawkeye, yeah, he's raised on a carnival. Not raised on a carnival, but he became an archer on a carnival. It's just not interesting to me.
Yeah. Dino, do you watch Arrow? I watched the first episode and then my DVR pooped out and didn't record the second episode, so.
The second episode is much better than the pilot, in my opinion.
Wow. Making me feel bad that I missed it.
I saw the picture of Deathstroke and I think it's cool.
I forgot who said it, but somebody said, like, his mask looks like a 10-year-old made it or something.
It looks too bulky. It's, like, weird. It looks like... It's, like, thick. It's strange. Like, it should have been, like, skin tight. And, like... I don't know how to explain it, really. It's, like... They should have done something like... I actually did a little manipulation of myself here, of the Army of Two mask to make it... It should be, like, metal, is what it should be. I'll give you the link. Can I post links since I'm a mod?
You might be able to. I'm probably gonna... I'm gonna see if I can change that real quick.
Oh, deleted link. Okay. Well, here's the link anyways for if you want to push it in the thing or whatever.
Yeah, I will in a sec. I'm gonna see if I can change it so mods can post links.
Like as in Slade? Yes, Deathstroke as in Slade. Oh, you talking about like the mask as in Slade? It's not quite like Slade's. It was just like a quick thing. I just colored the mask in GIMP.
All right, guys, I'm undisabling
links?
Links are now workable, but if you guys start, abusing it, I'm going to put it back on. So don't be posting prawn.
Thor versus Superman. I think that what was I gonna say?
Superman's weak to magic, so I assume Thor would win.
I always like to if I'm pairing up Justice League versus Avengers, I always like to put Superman versus Hulk, and then Wonder Woman versus Thor. I don't know.
Gray Fox, that troll
later, Chimeras.
Without that line.
Sia Chimeras. Or Chimeras. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think Kevin Conroy is doing the voice for Batman. I think Tim Daly's doing Superman. I don't know all of them, but a lot of a lot of the voice actors from the old shows you probably watched when you were younger.
It sounds like Nolan North is Barry Allen, The Flash. That's what it sounds like to me.
I like Nolan North.
I like him too, although he does everything. He does bring it does sound a little unique though with Flash. If I can't quite tell if it's Nolan North, he's doing a decent job to hide it.
I think he has a good range in a lot of ways. There's lots of times where, for a while, I won't know it's Nolan North unless I start really paying attention.
The thing is, he has a lot of range, but he is always told to do it like Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
People are always do the Nathan Drake voice for this game, and I don't want to. This really sucks. It's they'll bring him in, they'll try to do something unique, and then they're like, no, what are you doing? We want the one that we paid for. I'm like, oh, fine.
Josh Lowell, I agreed. Nolan North is a good Deadpool, but in my opinion, I think John Cassier was better as Deadpool.
I think that Nolan North could play Deadpool in a movie if they really wanted to, because Deadpool's face is all screwed up, and he wears a mask, so I don't see why not.
Implying Nolan North's face is messed up? That's not nice.
You know what I'm saying? Wade Wilson's face is messed up.
Slow mode should be off.
Oh yeah, I didn't post the link yet in there.
I'm not sure if I think I have to end the stream to.
Oh.
But next time it'll be fixed.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's in chat, right? It's in the Skype call.
Yeah, it's in the Skype call.
All right, I'll put it up in a sec.
It would look cooler like this, I think. This picture that he's about to post. If it was metal. In the comics right now, he uses an armored version of his costume.
I think he looks silly in the comics right now, but that's just me.
I don't know if I think that there's cool aspects to it. I do think there's also really awesome aspects to his old costume.
It looks like to me they're trying too hard to make him seem badass.
I think that's the point though with Deathstroke is he's the one book where you go all out, where you make him a total fucking badass, where he'll have moments where he'll just fucking slice a fly in midair with his knife or whatever. They have shit like that in the comics with him right now, and I think it's awesome.
You can't recreate it, but I don't know.
Hey, if you guys want to see Froggy's version of the Deathstroke mask, here is the link.
I only did it in 2 seconds, by the way. I could do way better than that. Oh yeah, you're posting the link. Okay. Gray Fox, you can't post links. Only the moderator can post links. The head moderator, apparently.
Iron Baby versus Iron Man.
Gray Fox, what do you mean shut up? I was just telling you.
I'm gonna do what I want.
Message deleted. Don't ban him.
I didn't ban him. I put him up 600 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Fierce Deity. I'm not Asian. I'm white. But I get that a lot, so I don't blame you.
Iron Baby.
My name is misleading, or at least my username.
I assumed you were gonna be Spanish.
Nope.
Before I'd ever heard your voice, when you sent me a video or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk smash!
Babalities and injustice. Do you guys think it'd be cool to have babalities and...
If we don't have fatalities, why would we have babalities?
Well, they said someone sent me a message, and it was a video of Ed Boon saying they planned on adding something fun, or they're debating on whether adding something fun to the end of fights. I don't know what he's referring to, but I don't know.
Well, Harley like runs up and kicks someone in the face when she beats them. So I don't know, maybe something like that.
He said end of matches though. Oh, maybe that is what he's referring to. I don't know.
Maybe he's talking about like in general, like all of them have like a little bit of like some sort of like neat little thing at the end of it. Like Batman perched on top of the
Solomon Grundy
gargoyle.
Halfway across the room, or he just tosses him out.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday.
I just learned that in the animated series, that was Mark Hamill doing Solomon Grundy's voice.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know this.
You guys watch regular show?
I do not.
It is the voice of Skips, which is like this big gorilla who always skips everywhere.
Mark Hamill does it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Do you guys want to talk about the whole Red Sun thing? Red Sun Superman story
Oh,
thing?
why not?
I don't know too much about the story, so...
I
don't
know
if you guys
bits
do.
and pieces.
I mean, I haven't read it personally. I've been really meaning to. 'Cause I always hear so much about it. But alternate universe, Soviet Union. I mean,
And then there's like there's like a Batman, a Soviet Batman or something?
Yeah, there is. I know that much.
he's got a goofy hat,
He does.
and then that's why they didn't use him for one of the Red Sun costumes. Like people are like, oh, why didn't they use Batman? Because Batman's Red Sun costume is kind of goofy. That's why.
Instead, they gave it to Grundy.
Yeah. Well, who cares? I mean, Grundy's
Grundy's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Grundy is the man. Whatever. The thing with Grundy is you can get really creative with a character like Grundy, because he's just so like open to interpretation, so like reckless. Like with Batman, you need to like sort of cater to, especially with Superman, you need to cater to the fans.
But people get upset if you say Grundy is Batman.
If you say Grundy is Batman,
Batman character. A lot of people get upset with that for some reason.
I do. Like I don't get upset, but I do get like, well, he's not really a Batman character because he's kind of just an all-encompassing
Yeah, but a lot of people know him from Batman-related things.
Well, okay, you would. I'm just gonna say this. I highly doubt you'd say that before Arkham City.
Wasn't he in the animated series a couple times? Or am I thinking of Justice League?
He was in Justice League a lot. I don't know if he was ever in the animated series for Batman, but I do know he was in Justice League a whole lot. Because I mean, he's not a Green Lantern villain either. Some people claim that because he was Alan Scott's villain, but that's true. But that's how he started. But
I would say, like after like Arkham City, I would say he's a Batman villain. But like before that, I wouldn't even, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have even considered saying that.
To me, he's like just like Deathstroke. How Deathstroke is like a Teen Titans villain, but he's kind of everything villain. Like to me, that's how Grundy is. I think we've kind of gotten to a point in comics where guys like Deathstroke and Grundy are just like, especially like when you look at like Deathstroke, he has his own series. It's like we no longer look at them as like, oh, this villain has to be associated with someone. Like it could just be a DC Universe character. Like there's books that are all about Vandal Savage these days, like Demon Knights. It's like since if anyone is kind of confused by that, you got to remember that Vandal
He's like
Savage
is years old.
Yeah, he's immortal, and he's like one of the main characters in that.
I heard something about he was in one of the hells in the new issue or something, and like all the kids or something that he left behind since he's like immortal and doesn't care about his kids, like fucks bitches and gets money.
Yeah, that's why Vandal Savage is so cool to me. Like I love
like
that.
Vandal Savage, yeah.
I love that he shows up in any time period.
and like he said, like the kids were like, "Hey, you can leave this place if you basically like lose your pride and sign this thing saying you're sorry or something." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, just let me down," and like rips it up, and he's like, "Oh my God, children, I'm Vandal Savage. I would never do that." And then like ties himself back up.
Have you guys heard rumors about the like Dead Man show that they might want to do?
Ugh.
I have not heard of that.
Because I think that's actually a really good idea for a show. The only problem is I don't see them with CW. I see them really screwing with the character in a way that I wouldn't like. Because
I thought what he was like in I actually watched the Justice League episode he was in, and that was actually really good.
he's got like a Brooklyn accent. Right? I think he does, right?
It's something like that. It's New Yorky. That's all I know.
Yeah. And I think that's something that could end up not making it into a show on CW. I could imagine. I would imagine they would want to make him like a young, really like sexy kind of dude that would be like all like charming or whatever. And I'm like, no, that man should be bald. He should be weird looking.
I just realized Costner is in my game and he's in the chat.
I was going to bring that up, and I didn't remember if I did or not.
Kevin Costner?
No, yes, Costner. Kevin Costner. No, he's in the chat, and he's also playing Dinozords.
Superman's Earth Dad?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yes. Just like he said, yes.
He's got a 10 win streak right now, so I'm assuming he's like pretty good.
I am so excited for Man of Steel. Oh, man.
When I first saw the trailer for that, I saw it at the Dark Knight Rises midnight showing. And at first, it just said DC Comics. And then it showed a view of the ocean and then a boat on the ocean. I'm like, are they doing Aquaman? And then it cuts to a farm. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah, like, I was like so weirded out. Like, I don't even think I realized it was Man of Steel until it said Man of Steel or when like he was flying or something.
I didn't see it, and I didn't notice it until it showed the farm.
I knew it was coming because I follow that shit like no other. Like, I know everything about that stuff. So I knew it was going to be Man of Steel. And I had seen the Comic-Con trailer leaked online before I even went to go see Dark Knight Rises. And the Comic-Con trailer is much more interesting. That's what I'm excited about, is the stuff they showed in the Comic-Con trailer, because it's unreleased. You can't find it anywhere besides pirated versions online. So it's
Josh,
amazing.
well, I think that's what they're going for. I believe they said Man of Steel was the first part of the series.
Well, here's the thing. It sounds like they're being very wishy-washy on the whole thing, because I remember
They're
there's one.
changing it is what I know.
There was one point where they were like, "Oh, it's unrelated," but my thing is Henry Cavill, the guy they have to play Superman. Nobody else can play Superman but him. To me, I'm like, this guy is the guy. I can't think of any other actor that's alive right now that can do it. I really don't.
I liked the last guy. I thought he was pretty good.
I didn't really. I thought he was too boyish looking and too like lanky.
For the Superman they were going for, I think he was decent.
This new guy, this new guy is gonna be good. I can tell.
Yeah, like he definitely looks like, when I think of Superman, like I kind of like see him now. It's the same way like when I used to think of Spider-Man, I'd think of Tobey Maguire or whatever his name is.
I will say that the costume design helps him a lot, because the new costume is really awesome, especially compared. If you look at side by side the picture from Superman Returns next to the picture of the Man of Steel costume, you're like, wow, they've really stepped it up, because the Superman Returns costume is lame. If you really look at that thing, it is lame. It is so. I can't even explain it.
I disagree with you, but I respect your opinion, so you may have it.
The new Spider-Man sucks. It's all right. I like it. I think it's a good it's a good start to the series, but I don't really like it as a movie itself.
I'm just wondering why Green Goblin grew a tail.
Call back.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm not gonna talk about Spider-Man.
Okay.
Now I have to get my ass whooped by Costner again.
I'm rooting for you if it makes you feel better.
Oh, now I'm gonna win. I can't let you down.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna run around and desert you.
I want a Flash movie as well. The problem with making a Flash movie, well, there's several things. You got to get the costume right, which is one of the most difficult costumes to pull off.
Even though it's like so simplistic.
Well, it's
think that's
difficult. It's difficult because when you draw it on paper, it's like, oh, that's great. But then when you actually try to find materials, it's difficult because you also have to explain like why he uses the suit, and they have to come up with something like, you know, he develops this material because it can withstand the like the speeds that he's going at or whatever. But they have to explain why he puts a lightning bolt on there. I think a cool explanation would be, you have like reports of some Superman in Metropolis, and that sort of inspires Flash to like, hey, maybe like this guy that's wearing a symbol, like maybe I should wear a symbol as well and try to use my abilities for good or something like that. Like I think that could be something that they can do, but who knows? Wonder Woman could be amazing. It's just a matter of finding the right actress and the right director that can do it. Like, Wonder Woman is not that hard to make awesome because you just have to have some amazing, like, Greek god battles, which have already been proven to be awesome in Hollywood. They've done some really good movies like that. It's really not that hard. They just got to
Deity
get
is
the right
asking
people.
if your image is a Pokemon.
Dino is your image of Pokemon?
Yeah, I got it off Smogon, or Smogon, whatever they call it. Somebody who drew, like, these really cute-looking Pokemons. And I used to play Pokemon, I just don't really anymore.
I feel like I always have the dissenting opinion here, but I prefer Barry Allen. Oh, Pokepanda agrees with me. I think it's because I like Hal Jordan, and if you like Hal Jordan, you tend to like Barry Allen because they're like best buds.
Yeah, I'd probably rather have Barry Allen.
Barry Allen, I mean, in the first place, he has a less convoluted origin because Wally West's origin is completely...
He copies it or something? Right?
It completely hinges on Barry Allen's origin.
Yeah.
So they would have to change the whole thing. And they would actually have to eliminate certain characters from the equation. Because a lot of it has to do with the fact that it goes Barry Allen first and then Wally West second.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, my
The
computer.
Injustice Flash is Barry Allen. Just to answer Jedu Hayes' question.
Everything that DC's doing is going to be Barry Allen for a while, because Wally doesn't even exist in the comics right now. I know there's a lot of Wally West fans out there.
Rocket Raccoon, I love Blue Beetle. I have every issue of his comic book at this point. And that's saying something because I don't have every issue of a lot because I started reading comics in like the 8th month, so.
Let's bring back that question that you posed earlier, who we don't imagine seeing in this game. And I remember, Paco, you said Blue Beetle. I think Blue Beetle has a fair chance, but I do think with Cyborg being included, it kind of weakens his chances because his moves would probably be similar to Cyborg's.
That was actually what my reasoning was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my thing is, like, I think they might have, like, wanted to have him in the game or something, but, like, his comic is getting canceled in, like, 3 issues, and one thing that he does have going for him is, like, he has a big role in the Young Justice right now, so.
Rocket Raccoon, they're playing PS3. You can look at the buttons. Not to be that condescending, but yeah, you can see the buttons on the screen.
And that Kratos feller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that sucked. Why does it suck? It's the same exact game, except for there's actually more stuff.
I'll be getting another Xbox soon, so we can, because I feel like there's a lot of people.
Oh, is he saying that? Oh, is he saying that? He wants to play with you.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I thought you were like being a fanboy, but you're not. You're awesome.
I mean, he might be. I'm just saying. There's a lot of people who've been like saying, "Whoa, is this like? What kind of costume is that? Is that the one you get for beating the game or something?
What?
Beating the arcade? The one
What?
He's playing as Raiden?
No, if you just press start when you select his costume, it changes it.
So
Oh, really?
Static Shock, I've said that I think he'd be awesome in the game, but
His chances are not that good.
the thing that really ruins his chances is the fact that I want Shazam and Black Adam, or one or the other, and if you have a god of like lightning, like how do you have a guy that's just kind of like Spider-Man, with
Metahuman.
lightning. Yeah. He
Well,
sort of
I
like-
just don't think Static Shock's chances are good because he hasn't really been anything decent since the TV show.
Yeah.
I do think he has like a big like cult following because of that show, though.
He does. The same reasoning for Jon Stewart and all them peeps.
My problem with that, though, is that that's at the expense of some of my favorite characters, so that's why I get a little annoyed by it. But with Static Shock, I don't mind.
I mean, I love Static Shock, and I would love to see him in there, but if they say I know a lot of people don't like DLC, but I guess if you could ask for him a lot, he can be one of the fan-picked DLC things that they did last year, or that they could do this year.
To answer, I think, Sorlak, it might be a little bit choppy. Like, I don't have the best internet for streaming, but I did get it upgraded a little bit ago, so it should be better than it used to be. In my computer, I've been playing a video game, which is pretty demanding on the computer, so it's been, like, running, like, max at, like, all day, so it might be getting a little bit bad, the stream quality. And then I think somebody else said something about, do we like Young Justice? I think we already went over that, but I love it.
What I've seen of it, I like. I'm not like a huge follower of it.
Edward, it's 9 o'clock where I live.
For me, it's 6:08. I'm on the West Coast.
Deadpool is Marvel. Deathstroke is DC.
So yeah, I'd say Deadpool's chances are 0.
Deadpool was created in the image of Deathstroke, who came first.
Same with Black Cat or whatever her name is, and like 90% of the other Marvel characters.
All right. Cool your
Hey there,
jets.
guys. Let's not start something that would result in fights and stuff.
Dark Surge, Season 2. Like, Season 1, I thought it was, like, kind of cool, but I came in like, one of the latter episodes, so... Like, the latter episodes I thought were awesome, and then Season 2 I was just, like, jizzing all over the place.
Season 1 got me hooked, and Season 2 has kept me hooked.
Yeah, Season 2, like, it got me into, like, reading comics, I would say. Because, like, one of the first comics I wanted to read was Blue Beetle because of Blue Beetle in Season 2.
That's really cool. Like, I like hearing stories like that.
Rocket Raccoon. Yeah, he is Marvel, but Ed Boon says they don't want to do any... Or they don't plan on doing any guest characters. And that would be really hard for copyright issues with Marvel, and I don't think they'd be able to work something out.
Yeah, they can't just, like, be like, oh, we want a Marvel character, and so we're taking him, you know?
I live, well, yeah. I live in the Chicago area.
I live in Virginia, like 20 miles away from D.C. Washington, D.C.
DC Comics.
So, like, none of us are in the same state, apparently.
Yeah, we're like 20 miles apart. And by 20 miles, I mean like thousands of miles.
Hey, have any of you guys read Kingdom Come, either here with
I
me or
read
in the
it, but I
chat?
kind of just skimmed through it.
Oh, you skimmed it? How do you skim a book like Kingdom Come?
Well, it just, I didn't... Oh, okay. I didn't have a lot of time that day, and I was just kind of reading it.
I'm just kidding. It's okay.
I know, and I was explaining myself.
All right.
I don't like reading books in trade, so I haven't read it.
Okay, get it. You won't regret it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think a book like Kingdom Come and like I said, like Alex Ross's Justice, which is like the same kind of thing. I think those are good books to really like get a, like, it seems like there's a lot of characters that you're like, I don't really know about them. Like, I think you would get convinced by reading some of these things. Just like, even if they're just cameos, you're like, oh, that's cool.
I mean, I saw the fight near the end of Kingdom Come, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I don't really want to spoil it for anyone, but if you,
I'm not spoiling anything.
people in the comments, if you aren't in the comics already, I think Kingdom Come is a really good one.
There's this thing at my comic book store. They haven't sold a lot. They only have like one copy of each one. But there's like, it's cool because like they have like the Kingdom Come art on the front of like each character, and it's like the greatest stories ever told of like Wonder Woman, Batman,
Yeah,
like, all those characters.
Alex Ross is the artist that does those things, those like hyper realistic paintings, and he's great. Like, I love
just the art alone makes me want to get it.
Mm-hmm,
I've thought about it a few times, like walk past and be like, ugh, kind of want that.
Somebody asks about Superboy Prime, and I'm saying probably not, because Superman's in, and Superman Prime is pretty much or Superboy Prime is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, you can't do a character like Prime. I love, but I also don't. I don't think that he is. I mean, you just can't do it. It's Superman. It's just a different version.
Dino, who do you want, Dr. Fate or Zatanna, Pokey Panda?
I'd rather Zatanna because there's like 2 chicks in this game.
Excuse me, they